Gladys Shesky. She is the account manager.
Hello.
In Raleigh, and she oversees all the state business for the entire state. So I thought it'd be great for her to join this call, being that she is the individual who put this booking tool in place for all of our community colleges as well as other state agencies. So we'll be doing this as kind of a webinar, just follow through, but we'll also share the link to share amongst the James Brunt, so you as well can jump on the link and utilize it. Okay, Nina, did you want me to go ahead and open up the page?
Yeah, sure. I don't see anything just yet on my screen. I'm not sure about everyone else. Michelle.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right. Sometimes technology works with us or against us, so hopefully today it will work with me. All right, tell me if the correct screen is what you see. The Welcome State of North Carolina Travelers.
I do see it is very small, and I don't know if it's just me or it's about a quarter of my page or a third of my page.
All right, let me see if I can enlarge that.
But just to kind of continue talking about this booking tool while Michelle gets that situated, I've already spoke with the Department of Administration, and we were able to update the link on the 975B link. So if you were to Google and type in 975B, the name of the new state contract, has a listing of the vendors and the booking tools on there as well. So our new one's updated there. You can find the link there. Michelle will again send it out, and I've had some other agencies already implement this tool, and they put it on their intranet. So you're more than welcome to do that as well, just to make it even easier for your employees to find this information.
Apologize. For some reason, it is not showing.
Well, Michelle, what I did, and I don't know if you folks would like to do this as well, up at the top on my page, because I'm a participant, not a moderator. Instead of having it at auto fit, if you hit like say 75%, it goes to pretty much the full screen there, so it is a lot easier to see. I think.
Okay, so it's still not showing the full screen. Do you see the full screen?
Well, I zoomed mine in, Michelle, and it looks good to me. I'm not sure what kind of everyone else is doing, but if you would hit 75%, that got to a full page for me, so it's a lot easier to view now.
And I've also shared the control with you, Nina, so you should be able to control it as well.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
And someone from James Brunt, let us know what you see. Do you see the full screen?
I see the full screen.
You do see the full screen? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, Nina, did you want to take it from there? And
Sure, yeah. So this is the homepage of the booking tool, and it's partner.rentalcar at State of North Carolina. So it's a fairly easy website to remember. But on this homepage, I just wanted to point out that there are enterprise and national benefits, just kind of breezing over those, showing the difference between our two brands. But if you all can click business, or I'll click it for you, it's going to take you to the next page where it breaks down each state entity to state agencies, universities, and community colleges. Again, on this page, it's going to detail some of the terms and conditions. We allow 18 years and older, some of the liability and coverage that we have included within the rates, and then unlimited miles. So that is also great to just kind of breeze over as well. If then go into community colleges, and it's going to list the 58. I believe all 58 are on there for North Carolina, and as you can see, James Blunt is right in the middle. It's all alphabetical order. Those additional terms and conditions are listed down here as well. So is everyone all right so far? It's pretty straightforward as far as kind of clicking through the different landing pages. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click James Blunt, and what I love about this is it has your custom account number for your community college embedded within this widget here. So what that means for you all, it's just one less thing your employees would have to remember to punch in order to receive the state of NC negotiated rates and coverage included. So we're going to do just a quick kind of reservation, and you can either type in a zip code or location. You can even hit near me, and it would pull up the nearest location to you. I am based in Raleigh, so I am just going to pick a location that's in Raleigh just for an example. And you can change your pickup dates and times as well to the 5th. And then the next screen, you just hit search. If you are booking on behalf of someone, you can actually send the confirmation email either to yourself or add them in the next pick or in the final stages here. And then it just talks about if you are unable to book, the steps that you would need to take to ensure that you did receive a vehicle. Call the local office or contact one of Michelle or I. We'd be able to help you as well. So I'd also just like to note, now that I've hit search, you can price compare, since it's an airport, our enterprise and national brands throughout all of the vehicle classes. So it puts it right in front of you here, and I would say it's nice and easy to read. If you were to choose a mid-size or intermediate-size sedan, which is typically what we suggest, not as small as a compact, and you still have a lot of room, you can hit the hyperlink, which will kind of detail the pricing out here for you and why it's that total. So $169.26. You have the 4 days at the state pricing with the damage waiver included, and then it shows you the taxes there as well. So if that is the car that I would like to choose, you just hit select. Then it's going to bring you to the next screen, and at this airport location, you do have the option to choose a navigation system or a child seat. I would say most of the time at a local office, they are not going to have these two options available to you. So I typically just say to hit continue, and that's going to bring you to the driver's information page. So this is great. So if you have someone you are booking for, you will want to put their information in as first and last name. So I'm just going to do a test here so we can continue on to the next page. Does anyone have any questions thus far? All right. And if you do have a loyalty account, Enterprise Plus or Emerald Come, you are able to place that in there as well. If not, that's quite all right also. And you can place in any additional information if you were to take a flight, or if you were at a local office, that flight number would not be listed. But if we hit continue, it's going to bring us to the next page that's going to just review our final charges, our pickup dates and times, the vehicle class that we have chosen, just to make sure this is everything that you as your traveler would need. And then there is some information just about what is included and what is not, and what that means for you. So 12 and 15 passenger vans, the coverage that's negotiated within your pricing. If everything looks great, then you would just hit continue to the next page. And from here is actually what Michelle and I have worked with the school to make sure if someone is going to direct bill the company or the school, that they do have the proper information. So if you wanted to pay with a P card or your personal credit card, you would just check this. If you want to direct bill James Sprunt, then you would need to enter James Sprunt's billing number in order to authorize that. So if that employee does not have that, then they were unable to directly bill you all, which I think is a great feature. If I were to hit book, this would send the reservation directly to the Raleigh-Durham Airport. So I don't want to do that, but if you were to click that, it would just give you your reservation number and say that you are confirmed. But that is pretty much it. I mean, it is very straightforward. I think it walks you through the process pretty easy. Now, does anyone have any questions about the reservation process on this booking tool? Michelle, did I cover everything? Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Nina, for that. Yes, like Nina said, it's pretty straightforward. I do know that I am still working with Dennis as far as the billing all the different departments and how we want that to look, but the account itself is up and ready to go as early as if you needed a rental today. Now, I did want to ask you, Nina. So, if they need a rental immediately, would this booking tool be the best source to make that reservation, or would it be best to call the branch directly to make a last-minute request?
Well, it depends on, I guess, how last minute it is. If you need it within a couple hours, I mean, this would go, as soon as you hit book, it's going to send it directly to the location. I would say if you are reserving a specialty vehicle such as a minivan or a large SUV, I suggest calling the location just to make sure they're aware you're coming in and they're aware of your needs to make sure they can get that vehicle moved over to their location if they don't have one already for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. I did also see a little chat message come up. We were told that having a car delivered to the school was an option. How do we choose that option? So that option would not be available on the booking tool. If you did need picked up, I typically suggest just calling the location. That way they can make sure they get your address correct, and you can also schedule the time that you would like as well. So reaching out to the branch directly for pickup is the best option there. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Nina, this is Tony at James Sprunt. I have a question.
Sure.
The pricing that shows up on that screen when you book it, is that going to be pretty accurate? Is that going to be the pricing?
Oh, yes, ma'am. This is taken, the widget, which you actually put your date and time in, is taken straight from our website. So it's very accurate. It has that state pricing. The taxes do vary just depending on whether it's an airport facility or non-airport or local office. So it'll be what comes up when you do pick your car up as well.
So when our people key that amount on their requisition to submit, that will be the right pricing.
Yes, the only difference I would say is if they were to change the vehicle class when they pick up, so get something smaller or something larger may change the price, or if they extend their rental out a day or two after they plan on returning it. I think that would be the only thing that would change that price if you're trying to get a quote.
Okay.
Good question.
Michelle, Dennis.
Yes.
Looking back at that other question, we would book the car online just like we just went through. But you would have to call the office to let them know this would be one that needed to be delivered. Is that correct?
Right. So, since your location has been approved for the delivery with the additional fee, one additional step that we would do for any of those deliveries situations, you would need to email the branch manager, the management staff, and the area manager so that they can make sure that the employees get that vehicle delivered to you. But that would be the only additional step, and of course that would be made after the booking, after you've done the booking online.
Correct. Okay. That's what I needed to know.
All right. Any other questions? Does this look fairly easy for everyone to use and be beneficial for you all?
Looks
Looks
simple.
pretty simple to me.
Yeah, I like it. It definitely streamlines that whole process for you. The only additional step would be the delivery option, but we've also worked out a streamlined process for that as well. So. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, I do thank you all for jumping on the call today. Thank you, Nina, for that great presentation. And Dennis, I will be forwarding to you the link, so hopefully you can forward to everyone on the team, as well as I do whenever you have a moment to follow up on how we want the billing with the different departments to look. But that's the final piece that we need. But the account is set up and ready to go, though.
Michelle, while we have Tony, while we have these people on the phone, we just want them to know that we will be using the direct bill. We will not be using T-cards.
Absolutely. So the James Fern account is set up for direct bill, but I know Dennis and I were talking about how we want it the billing invoices to come. Do we want each department to have their own billing number, or do we want to set up a PO option for each department, so every department has their own PO and just one billing number? So that's definitely something. I guess this the last piece is that I would like to just find out on your end what you'd like to come up with, but everything is set up on a direct bill net 30 view.
Right. Michelle, on that, I think what we're going to do is probably we're going to have just one billing number. Mm-hmm. We will internally decide how we're going to do that. Well, I think we're going to set up something where we know by department. In other words, that won't go through you at all. We'll just handle that on this end.
Okay, perfect. And just to let you know, I can put that additional piece or that question into the reservation where you'll have to provide a PO. And Nina, if I'm not mistaken, can't we set it up to where they'll have to put a PO number when booking? Can they do that?
Yes, it would be on the driver information page. So after you added your name, phone number, email address, it would then ask you for that. Please insert purchase order number, fund code, department name. We can do any of those options before it would even let you continue on to the next billing page.
That sounds like probably the easiest way to do it right there. But we can talk later. It'll just be
a lot of
another
schools have that option.
The only thing is they won't have a PO number. They can't get a PO number until they know what the price is, and they'll have to make the reservation before they know what the price is.
Yeah. Well, we can do it as a department or
later.
Yeah.
Okay. So for right now, no department request information at this time. We'll add that in later, or would you like for me to go ahead and add that department?
We can do it later. We can do it. We all can get that done in the next, within the next week or so.
Okay, perfect.
The only other thing I did want to mention with the additional fields, if you don't want them to enter it at the time of reservation, they can enter or be required to add their PO in at the time of the vehicle pickup. So that way that quote is generated, and if they did want to, if you all still wanted to include that information as far as an organizational piece on the back end of invoicing, they can enter it at the time they pick the vehicle up. Totally up to you all.
That's a good
Again,
idea.
you can always let Michelle know kind of what you decide, and her and I can work together to make sure we get that process for you.
Perfect.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for everyone jumping on the call. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yes, have a great 4th of July as well.
All right.